This mosquito is the Aedes aegypti, dengue and urban yellow fever vector. And this is Aedes albopictus, which, besides dengue, transmits the arbovirus of the Japanese encephalites. These mosquitoes have been dispersing throughout the continents for centuries. In the past, with colonization and more recently globalization, mosquitoes and pathogens have been more easily disseminated with the transmission of viruses that can cause death and therefore are modifying the sanitary conditions and habits of the populations in countries of tropical and subtropical climates. And with global warming, their territories tend to expand. Aedes aegypti mosquitoes were disseminated from the African continent throughout the planet, probably starting at the Ethiopic region. The expansion of maritime navigation allowed the introduction of these mosquitoes in the American continent, probably brought in by the slave ships. Proliferation of Aedes aegypti is more intense in areas of great urban concentrations, particularly in areas of disordered human occupation, since it is an essentially domiciliary species. Mosquitoes of the species Aedes albopictus, also known as Asian tiger mosquito, are natives of Asia and Oceania, occupying urban areas and burrow and semi-wild areas of these continents. The history of Aedes albopictus in the American continent is more recent. In 1985, in the United States of America, the first specimen of this species was captured and identified in the state of Texas. Aedes albopictus was first identified in Brazil in 1986, in the states of Rio de Janeiro and Minas Gerais, progressively dispersing throughout the other states. Aedes albopictus can be found in wild and urban areas, representing a threat to the reintroduction of wild yellow fever virus into the urban environment. Even though Aedes aegypti is the vector for dengue fever in Asia and Oceania, Aedes albopictus is considered a secondary vector for the transmission of dengue in rural areas. To this moment, there is no evidence of dengue transmission by Aedes albopictus in the American continent. Though we should remain alert, since research made on these mosquitoes have shown that they can also transmit dengue virus. In order to fight against this species of mosquitoes, it is necessary to know their morphological characteristics, alimentary and reproductive habits, as well as the environment they live in. Aedes aegypti and Aedes albopictus have external characteristics that allow an easy differentiation between them. Aedes aegypti has white silver scales in their thorax, forming an image in the shape of a lyre, whereas in Aedes albopictus, these scales form a longitudinal stripe. Both possess black and white legs. Observe that Aedes albopictus has a darker color than Aedes aegypti. Both species have a pair of antennae on their heads that are plumose in males, have short hairs in females. Between the eyes and below the antennae, a pair of maxillary palps. They are short in females They are elongated in males. The buccal apparatus or proboscis, composed of the labium and labella. It is a flexible set functioning as a type of elongated gutter supporting 6 elements or functional structures found in its interior. A pair of maxilla, a pair of mandibles, the labrum or alimentary canal, and the hypopharynx, alongside the salivary canal through which saliva flows, which has anticoagulant and vasodilating properties, besides lubricating the sets of stylets to facilitate blood feeding. Mosquitoes obtain one of their main sources of food from fruits and nectar of flowers. They are rich in carbohydrates, essential for their energetic metabolism. The other source of food is blood feeding, which usually occurs after mating, and it is exclusive of females. During mating, the male deposits its spermatozoa in the female reproductive tract, which are stored in spermatheca. The female reproductive tract is also composed of a vagina, an accessory gland, a pair of ovaries, ovarioles, and the oviducts. In the process of blood feeding, the female mosquito introduces a set of stylets found in the interior of the labium, and with maxillary pops vibrating in coordination with the movement of the maxillae, penetrates the skin through pores, insert of blood vessels or capillaries through which blood flows.